First, find some level ground and make sure there are no obstructions nearby. Then double check you've got the right number of parts. Finally, make sure you follow all the instructions in this video. Lay out the lower frame tubes in a circle. These are the frame tubes without spring holes. Make sure that the male end is facing to the left and the female to the right. Lay out each upper frame tube on top of a lower frame tube in the circle. Make sure that they are facing the same direction as the lower frame tubes. Position the joiner poles around the circle. Slide the male side of each lower frame tube into the lower section of the joiner pole. Make sure that the foot of the joiner pole is facing outwards. Fit the female side of the lower frame tube into the male. Press down on the push button to secure it. Repeat until you have completed the lower frame ring. Repeat step 3 for the upper frame tubes. Note, there are no push buttons. The jump mat and springs will hold the frame together. Lay your trampoline mat on the inside of the trampoline to ensure it's flat and centered. Lay the trampoline net over the top. Feed the D shackles on the jump mat through each net eyelet. Ensure that the red tag on the D shackle matches up with the red tag on the net eyelets. Tip: if you purchased and want to install a skirt, do so now. Follow your skirt instructions. Hook the springs into the holes in the upper frame ring. You must hook the long end of the spring hooks into the frame and the short end into the mat. At this point, you should ensure that the red mark is positioned just to the right of the joiner pole. Use the spring tool to attach the springs to the frame. Repeat until you have attached the springs equally around the entire frame. Ensure that there is even spring pressure as you attach. Place the pads on the frame of the trampoline, and that the holes in the pad align with the holes in the frame joints. Secure the pads to the frame by unhooking the nearest spring to the stitched loop at the seam of the pads and feed it through this loop. Reattach the springs to the frame using the spring tool. Repeat for each hook until you've secured all the safety pads. Lay out your upper and lower net poles in pairs. To distinguish the two, the upper net pole has extra holes in the center, and the lower net pole is reinforced at the bottom. Ensure that you face the holes at the top of the net poles outwards. Insert each upper net pole into the lower net pole. Ensure that you face the holes at the top of the net poles outwards. Rest the connected poles against the frame ring near each joiner pole. Insert the net pole plug into the upper net pole. Ensure that you face the holes at the top of the net poles outwards. Lift the completed net pole, raising the net at the same time. Place the lower net pole into the joiner pole. Repeat for all the net poles until you have completely set up the net. Congratulations! You have finished assembling your Vuly Lite trampoline.